Hey girls, welcome back. So I am doing my Prom 2013 Get Ready With Me series. This is my third video in the series. If you've missed the other two, I will definitely link them in the box below. The first one was just about what to pack in your clutch for prom, and the second one was about what kind of undergarments to wear, so like bras, underwear, things like that that will go best with your dress. So this video is going to be all about tanning for prom, how to get the perfect glow. So as we all know, there's a few different options out there. You can go in the sun if you happen to live somewhere nice and warm. If you're like me and you live in Chicago and it's freezing cold right now in the middle of April, what you can do is you can go to a tanning salon, you can tan in a UV bed, you can go get a spray tan with a machine, or you can go ahead and get a spray tan by a person who's going to spray you head to toe with an airbrush. So what I want to do in this video is just kind of go over all the alternatives, give you some information about how to best prepare for them, what are the pros and cons, and also how to get ready for any of the options that you decide to do. So the very first thing I just wanted to throw in there, I actually did work for a tanning salon all throughout college, so I do know quite a bit about like the different products to use and the different like machines and kind of like dangers associated with each and things like that. So the very first thing I want to throw out there is if you are looking to tan outside in the natural sun or in a tanning bed, just be very, very careful, because overexposure to the sun is definitely not good for you. You can end up getting melanoma, that's skin cancer. So if you are looking to go that route and you want to go ahead and tan inside of a salon or outdoors, just make sure that you allow yourself enough time before prom to get yourself the right amount of color in a safe way. So let's say if you are going to a salon, the very first thing that you want to do is to make sure you block off at least a month to a month and a half before prom to begin your tanning process. Now, if you're somebody who's just like a special event tanner or a seasonal tanner, your skin's probably really pale, and I know like right now, like my skin is super pale. I haven't been tanning in a really long time, so I basically, you know, if I were going right now into a tanning salon, I basically would want to start like on a lower level bed and just gradually work my way up. Once you go to a tanning salon, you'll be able to fill out something that's called like a skin survey, and that's just going to ask you questions about like your hair color, eye color, your natural skin tone, how does your skin like react when it's outside in the sun, things like that. So once you're done taking the survey, the tanning consultant will be able to know how long he or she can put you into a bed so you don't end up burning. The first time that you go in, don't expect to be put in for the full amount of time, just because that can really hurt your skin. So on average, let's say if you're somebody who's pale and you kind of look like pale as me, expect to be going maybe like 2 to 6 minutes for your first time. Also, there's different levels of bed. The salon I worked at, we had a silver, gold, platinum, and diamond level bed. So a silver bed was something that people would go into that haven't been like outside in the sun, their skin is pretty pale, maybe they're going on vacation, they're looking for a base tan, so that's kind of where they would start off with. The next level, which was like a gold bed, basically that's where you get your color from. So that bed is going to help give you like kind of like a deep, rich color. And then the next two levels of beds, they're considered bronzing beds. So once you have the color, it kind of kicks it up to the next level. So it gives you like that really nice like caramely bronze tone to your skin. So this time of year, since it's prom season, there's a lot of like tanning packages out there for proms. So you can definitely take a look at like Groupon, see what's available in your local area, see what you can get a good deal on. Also, you know, you can call salons and see what's out there. When you go to a salon, you also want to make sure that you have tanning lotion that's meant for indoor tanning use. So don't go to like Walgreens and buy like the banana boat like spray-on lotions, because those do not work well in the tanning salons. Also, they damage the beds and they're just dangerous to use. This is actually like a true story. When I was working at the salon, some lady came in and she sprayed like that like banana boat lotion like all over the place, and it's made from like an oil base. So once it got on the floor, it like stuck to the floor. Like we had so much trouble getting it out. And when I first went in there to like clean after her, like I almost fell. It was so bad. Also, the tanning beds have acrylic on them, and acrylic is porous. So once you spray that stuff on and you lay on it, it's going to seep into the acrylic and it's going to end up cracking it. So it's really, really bad. So just make sure you stay away from that. Never, ever, ever tan without a tanning lotion. It's just really bad for you. Also, the color, it just will not develop as nicely as it would with a tanning lotion. The lotions have really good vitamins and minerals, so it kind of helps like nourish your skin. So just be really careful when you are using the tanning beds. Do not overdo it. Don't go every single day. When you first start out, you want to go once and then wait about 48 hours just to kind of see how your skin reacts. If you're a girl who's maybe been going tanning more often, you know your skin's going to like react well to it, then you can go a little bit more. Just be really careful, because right now most of the girls that are watching this video are probably suiting up for prom. You're probably 17, 18 years old. You probably don't have any wrinkles, but you know, once you expose yourself to a lot of like UV, what's going to happen is you are going to start seeing wrinkles, and it's going to come at you like right around like your mid-20s or early 20s. So a lot of the girls that I would check in, like they were like 17, 18, 19, and like they would keep coming year after year. And then when I was like in my mid-20s and they were like, I don't know, maybe like 21, 22, they looked older than me. So it's crazy. Like, but it does happen. Like, you have to be really careful. You don't want to end up like a wrinkly old prune. So just watch out, you know, take it easy on the tanning beds. So the next option that we have available is spray tan. So there's two ways to get this onto your skin. One is to go into a machine that sprays it on, and the other option is to do an airbrush tan. Now, if you go the route with the machine, there's a few different machines out there. So there's the Mystic Tan machine, and basically it's like that big blue booth, and it has like 3 nozzles that go up and down. So basically what you're doing, you're standing forwards, it sprays you, and then it beeps, you stand backwards, and it sprays you. There's also the MyMist. So that's like a little bit more fancy. It comes with a cartridge, so your tanning consultant can like mix different solutions in there. It has different colors. So basically they like plug this cartridge in, it comes out of one nozzle. You stand in like 4 different positions, and it's supposed to kind of provide like a more even tan. Now from all these options, my absolute favorite is to get an airbrush tan. This is something I would suggest to everybody out there because it doesn't damage your skin, and also it ensures the most even application because an actual person is doing it. So they have more control over the nozzle. They can see like, okay, where does this person need a little bit more color in? Anytime I've ever done a pageant, I've only and always have done an airbrush tan just because I get the best color from it. So since this is a special event, you want to make sure that you do the best that you can to look good for it. So once you're getting ready for your spray tan session, there's just a few things you want to keep in mind. The first is to make sure your skin is exfoliated really well before you go. So just make sure you scrub down everything before you arrive at your tanning session. The next thing is do not put on any kind of lotions, deodorant, perfumes, any of that, because they can all react differently with the chemical in the spray tan. So the spray tan chemical is made out of DHA. It's dihydroxyacetone, and basically what it does, it mixes with like the surface layer of your skin to give you your color. Now, since we all have different skin types, we all have different pH balances, not everything is going to look the same on every single person. So let's say if I, you know, do like a level 2 spray tan, it might look different on me than it does on you. One thing that I always stress is make sure that you do practice spray tans before prom. So do not show up the night before prom and do your very first spray tan ever and just like expect everything's going to turn out well, because you never know how the solution will react with your skin. Also with these newer like spray machines, there's a lot of different levels of solutions. There's different things that you can put inside of them just to kind of pop out the color a little bit more. For one, there's something called Hyper Moist, and this is what you can put on your skin before you go into a spray tan machine. Basically, it's supposed to ensure like an even application of the color. It's supposed to help like prevent like blotchiness and just like make it last a little longer. So this is the one that you apply to yourself. If you're doing a MyMist and you have a cartridge, they can mix this in for you. They have like a special like little, it kind of looks like a capsule. They just open it and they spray it in there. They also have like boosters, so it's like a bronzing booster. If you do end up with a bronzer, the bronzer is just going to give you the immediate color. It does wash off. So I always say stay away from the bronzers because they just like smell bad and they get all over your clothes. I just hate the bronzer. So unless you're like planning on going out like that night or something and you need some extra color, like stay away from bronzer. So after you've showered, exfoliated, and you're arriving to your tanning session, make sure that you have on really loose fitting clothes. If you have really tight clothes, you're gonna end up getting like lines in the places that it's like really forming closely to your body. So like a loose fitting shirt, maybe like some loose fitting like sweatpants, something like that. The best thing to do is try to get an appointment towards the end of the evening. That way you can just go home and chill. You don't have to worry about like, you know, looking like a bum in your like spray tan gear. Also, don't get wet, so don't like exercise, don't shower, don't swim, don't dance around in the rain for at least 6 to 8 hours after your spray tan session. That'll just ensure it has enough time to fully develop. In the morning, when you do get ready for your shower, you're not getting like a loofah, you're not like exfoliating anything. You're just gonna like gently let the water pat your skin and go in with like a mild soap and just like carefully wash yourself, so that way you're not like scrubbing it down, so you're not gonna like rip your tan apart. Also, when you are going in for your spray tan session, they will give you like a little hair cap to wear. Make sure that when you put your hair cap on, you have some of your hair sticking out and your ears are sticking out. If you put your hair cap like over your forehead, you're gonna get a like nasty tan line. So it'll be like tan and then white. So make sure that you have some hair sticking out. It's not gonna damage your hair, so it's gonna be okay. Also, if you are doing your like last final spray tan right before prom, make sure manicure and pedicure is done before your spray tan session. Because if you do spray tan first and then try to do a manicure pedicure after that, you're going to end up like scrubbing away some of that tan, especially if you're sitting like for a spa pedicure and they're using like sea salt and they're scrubbing at you. Just a bad idea. Okay, so once you go in, basically what you'll do, you get your hairnet on, and then the next thing is they're going to have you put on a barrier cream. The bigger cream, what it does, it just ensures that the spray tan doesn't penetrate to certain parts that you put it onto. So if you put on big globs, basically that big glob underneath, you know, the skin is going to end up like being pale. So what you want to do is you want to go ahead, apply a very thin layer all over your hands, rub it between your fingers, just whatever you do not go anywhere below here. So do not go like onto your wrist or any of that. So you're just going onto your hands. Next, you're going to do your elbows, a very thin layer, your knees, a very thin layer, and then go into your feet. So spread between your toes, on the top of your foot, on the bottom of your foot. The very last final thing that you're going to do is take a big generous glob and put it all over your nails. So that way your nails are not absorbing any kind of color, especially if you have like a French manicure. Like, you can totally tell if a girl didn't put this stuff on there because she'll have like brown like ridges around her hands. It looks so gross. So just make sure you're really careful with this. A lot of times, no matter how careful you are, you'll get some on the bottom of your foot. So a very helpful trick to that is just getting a baby wipe, kind of scrubbing it off after you are done like getting sprayed. The reason I love the Airbrush Tan also is they can kind of spray you down with like the primer, so that way you're not like going in and having to apply this to yourself. So that's another reason I totally love it. What you can also do is something called a cocktail. So that's where you tan before you get sprayed. So it's supposed to kind of give you like an extra pop of color. It can be really, really dark. So if you are doing a cocktail, make sure this is something you practice before like your last like final go through session. So I hope you guys found this informative. If you have any questions for me, or if there are any kind of prom videos that you would like me to do, please leave me a comment in the box below. Otherwise, if you have not yet subscribed to my channel, please make sure to do so. I make new videos every single week. So I will see you guys next time. Bye.